Over the years, sports media has gone through many changes since the dawn of ESPN's initial coverage in 1979, and more specifically in the last 10 years, we have seen how social media has changed the world of sports. Social media provides so much for sports. It provides up-to-date stats, communication with players and fans, opinion of players, and most importantly, it allows you to become more educated on sports. If you want to see a score or the best highlight of a game, all you have to do is look to Twitter and you'll find it. However, before the introduction of social media to sports, the proliferation of morning sports debate shows in the 2000s was a result of one single man, Skip Bayless. What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel where I cover everything about the NFL in the form of news stories and analysis. So while this video is not directly tied to the NFL, many of you really enjoyed my previous video where I addressed the Skip Bayless Dak Prescott controversy, where Skip pretty much called Dak weak for publicly addressing how he suffered from depression due to the recent loss of his older brother Jace. So I thought I'd follow that video up with this one, as I'm sure many of you, like myself, are really curious as to what FS1 plans to do with Skip Bayless, as his contract is up at the end of this month, with no new talks of a renewal yet. Anyways, if you made it this far clicking on my video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, as it seems as though out of all my views, less than 2% are subscribed to this channel, which kinda shocked me when I first saw that stat. So I definitely want to try and get that number up to at least 5%. Lastly, turn on notifications, as a lot of you have said my videos aren't getting reached out to you. I really don't know what's going on with the YouTube algorithm these days, as it seems as though a lot of my videos are getting blocked. Anyways, it doesn't cost you anything, and you can always either unsub or turn off notifications at any point in time. Now that that's been covered, let's get back to the video. Love him or hate him, the guy literally draws in viewership. Whether that be in the form of his outrageous takes on television or his trolling tweets on Twitter, Skip has a massive following.
LeBron is the best player in the world.
It's ridiculous.
And you're saying that a 52-year-old man who hasn't played in the NBA in a decade, that's just disrespectful.
It's disrespectful.
That's just disrespectful, man.
It's disrespectful.
It really is.
It really is.
Tebow's a bigger draw than Kobe Bryant is right now.
Kobe Bryant?
He's a bigger draw than Kobe Bryant. Yeah.
Go to break.
Back in 2004, Skip Bayless was one of the originals on ESPN's sports debate show First and 10, which was a segment on cold pizza. In 2007, cold pizza got rebranded to First Take, and Skip essentially carried that show throughout the years until one Stephen A. Smith became his co-anchor on the show. Skip and Stephen A. had a tremendous on-air chemistry and really grew the show together to unparalleled heights. In 2016, Skip decided not to renew his contract with ESPN and joined a then fairly new sports network at the time in Fox Sports. At Fox, Skip brought along Shannon Sharpe from ESPN to be his co-host on the network's new debate show Undisputed, in an effort to compete with ESPN's First Take. When we take a look at the ratings for Undisputed, they pale in comparison to First Take. Even on their best day ever, they only drew about 50% of First Take's viewership. While I think the show has done very well over the last 4 years, as Skip and Shannon have built up good on-air chemistry and have certainly increased their presence on social media. More specifically, Shannon Sharpe seems to have garnered a large following through his takes, theatrical performances, and entertainment value. He's essentially become one of the biggest memes on social media these days. Anyways, so a couple weeks back, Skip Bayless got into a lot of hot water for his comments regarding Dak Prescott's recent bout of depression from the pandemic and the loss of his brother Jace. I'm going to roll a brief clip for those of you who haven't seen that take yet.
And they're all looking to you to be their CEO, to be in charge of the football team. Because of all that, I don't have sympathy for him going public with, I got depressed. I suffered depression early in COVID to the point that I couldn't even go work out. Look, he's the quarterback of America's team. And you know and I know, this sport that you play, it is dog eat dog. It is no compassion, no quarter given on the football field. If you reveal publicly any little weakness, it can affect your team's ability to believe in you in the toughest spots, and it definitely can encourage others on the other side to come after you. You throw an interception, you're going to hear, you depressed number 4? You know, you get that sort of thing. You get sacked. How did that feel? You getting down about it? You just can't go public with it, in my humble opinion.
So after this segment, Skip Bayless was met with a lot of criticism from basically everyone, From social media to other media outlets, the attack on Bayless's poor take led FS1 to immediately release a statement stating that they did not agree with Skip, nor did Skip's response reflect the company's viewpoints on depression, and that they have spoken with the analyst regarding his comments. However, even still, many were calling for the head of Skip Bayless, asking the network to fire him. So, interestingly enough, with Skip's contract running out at the end of the month, the question has to be asked, what is FS1's plan with Skip Bayless? Is the network going to pull another Harry Houdini move when they quietly remove Jason Whitlock from his own show, Speak for Yourself, as there were no parting announcement on social media, statement, send-off, or anything congratulating Whitlock for his tenure with the network? He basically disappeared, and on the next show, business went on as usual, and he was replaced with former Eagles linebacker Emmanuel Acho. The show didn't even acknowledge that the longtime host had moved on. Anyways, a large reason for the delay could be that the two parties still have yet to come to an agreement, or because the recent pandemic has clearly changed the climate for television these days, financially handicapping the network. Skip's initial contract with FS1 was a 4-year, $26 million deal, bringing his salary a little over $6 million per year. And he's clearly looking for a deal north of that amount. But at some point, the network may have to ask themselves if they should simply move on from Skip. His recent comments on Dak's depression clearly came at the worst time, as it was said on the same day as the National Suicide Prevention Day. For me personally, I don't know how well the show would do without Skip Bayless. Part of the reason people watch the show is because of its outrageous debate segments about the same stupid topics over and over again. Little to no new arguments are ever added about the same debate topics, yet viewers still continue to tune into the show religiously. Skip has a huge presence on social media, with many of his followers waiting in line to comment and to post memes on his tweets. And this is why I really don't think the show would survive without Skip. To find another polarizing figure in sports media would be hard to come by. Maybe Nick Wright could fill in, but that would literally kill the show's biggest debate topic when you have two of the biggest LeBron supporters on the same show. Or maybe Shannon can go back and revert to his initial stance on the topic instead of flip-flopping back and forth for views and clicks. Anyways, there have been many rumors over the last few months swirling around that Skip could go back to ESPN's First Take, but I think that may just be a rumor and nothing more. On the other hand, the Zone has been apparently trying to court Skip Bayless, and it was reported that there was an hour-long meeting in Miami during the Super Bowl. Jamie Horowitz, a former ESPN and FS1 exec, and currently the Zone's Executive Vice President of Content, is largely credited with bringing Skip Bayless to FS1 to start Undisputed. So, could there be a possible reunion at the Zone? Who knows? It all depends whether or not the Zone wants to step up their platform into debate shows. All in all, while the public sentiment is for FS1 to let go of the analyst, there might be very little chance of that happening. Who knows? Maybe both parties already came to an agreement on a contract extension, but are just waiting for this whole Dak situation to simmer down a bit before they go publicly announcing the news.